Creatives, how are you? Welcome back to the Nerd Creative channel, Fireside Chat, Paint by Numbers, Halloween Special, Part 16. Grab yourself a coffee, sit back, relax and enjoy. So last off we were working on this panel here. Let me just pull it down a little bit. Okay, there. Yeah, so we're working on this panel here. We just need to finish it. There's a number 6 there. I've laid out all the colours. Let me just slide it down a little bit there. So let's move that. So I've laid out all the colours that we need to do to finish this panel and this panel. So let me slide her back up again. Right. So we just need to finish this 6, which is a pink colour. Okay. Turn that around a little bit. So yeah, so regarding builds, finished box 9 in my other videos of building the Moomin house. I have box 10 on order. And that takes about a couple of weeks to arrive. So then I have to repurchase box 7 in a couple of weeks, because what happened with box 7 was I ordered it a couple of months ago and it got lost in the post, and then I contacted D'Agostini, who are great. They're really great. If you have any issues, just speak to them and they'll resolve it very quickly. So I spoke to them and they said, they checked and they said it's been lost in the post. We don't know where it is, so what we'll do is we're going to refund you and then you can rebuy it. But I was going away at the time, so I didn't rebuy it because I wasn't going to be in when it was going to be delivered. So I didn't want to run the risk of it sat somewhere for a couple of weeks. So I didn't rebuy it. So I will be reordering box 7 in a couple of weeks. I'll just need to ring them up because it's not a next build, because next build is box 10 and then 11. So because it's not next, it's going backwards. So I'll give them a ring, I'll explain what happened, and then I'll rebuy box 7. That's another couple of weeks. So I could be working on box 10 while I wait for box 7 to come. And then at some point, I don't know when, I'm just going to stand up. At some point, it'll be time for box 11. So we really are cracking on with that build, which is great. And now that we're cooking on gas with that build, I can start a new build. I'm just finishing up my intro video and my extra, I suppose you call it. Finishing my intro video for that build, which will be probably in a week or so. Those videos will start to come out, although there is a delay because one of the build components that I'm waiting for hasn't arrived, and I contacted where I'm getting it from, and they're not playing ball, let's put it that way. So I can't really start the build until I've got all my components for these up and coming videos. Headache, yes. So I've asked somebody to step in on my behalf to try and resolve that issue, but I don't know when that'll be. So there's a delay on that, which is kind of out of my hands. So this is this panel finished. I believe my water has disappeared. I can't see it anywhere. There, I got a new one. Yeah, my water for mixing, rinsing out the brushes. So let's just give this brush a rinse out. So the first colour we're going to start with is number 3 here, which is a grey. I'd like to get this panel finished in this video, but I don't know if that's going to happen. We'll plod along anyway. This camera's really low. I could do with raising it, because it's getting in my way. So yeah, I've just got one element to add to my intro for the next build project, and then it's ready when I edit a video. Or edit the videos for that project, which I'm really excited about. You'll see when the videos start appearing, you'll see why I'm excited about it. And then once that build is embedded into my channel, I'm going to add another one. So we'll have 3 builds going at the same time, which is awesome. It's all part of the creative channel that I'm building here. And the secret projects are on hold at the moment because of technical issues as such, but I'm sure they'll move back on track at some point. So I'm going to stand up for this section because it's very difficult for me to my voice might be quite loud as well. Apologies for that. I've got a video uploading at the moment onto YouTube. It's video 14. Which is already out if you're watching this video. It's already up and running. paint 3 is going on really well. So yeah, I'm on the brink of releasing new build videos. Other than the Moomin house that I've already started. For those that would like to see me put together the Moomin house, or if you're not sure what the Moomins are, you can take a look at my Moomin build video. I have an introduction video to it, and then I crack on with box 8 and box 9, because I'll show you where I am with the build, because I did start the build before I had the channel. And I explain where I am with it. And then we go through the process. If you like that sort of thing, like building a house, like a miniature house, if you like that sort of thing, I'd recommend you give it a go. Every video is different. I'm building something, a new element in a different video every time, so it's kind of, and there's no kind of lag or anything. If paint needs to dry, I step away and step back, and it's in an instant I'm back doing the next part, so there's no waiting around. I hope you enjoyed those videos. And then the new build that I'm not going to talk about yet until I release my first video, which will be, I'm hoping it will be in the next week, but as I'm waiting for one of my build issues to arrive, that there's a problem with it, and it may end up being a refund and a rebuy situation, which delays things somewhat. And I want to get these the new build videos, you know, every other day, a new video like that. There will be a gap initially, with the first set of videos and the second set of videos. There'll also be an introduction video as well, just to explain what I'm doing, where I am with the project, where I am with the build, you know, what I'm doing with it, how it's going. So this big area here is white, that's white as well, that is white. So the next colour we'll use is 20. It's this big area here. Quite a big area, and it's another one of those greys, but it's kind of like a greeny grey or green brown grey. It's very dark as well. But yeah, it's covering up that white canvas nicely. And helping this panel take shape. This paint's really good as well. It's the right consistency. I think we'll have less thickening up of the paint now because the weather has cooled somewhat and we're in the midst of a storm. If you've I'm not even saying if you check the weather, if you've been outside, this is in the UK, if you've been outside or if you've stood near a window, I think you know what I'm talking about. It's windy and raining and it's hitting some areas quite severely, like Scotland. It's hitting Scotland really bad. Storm Babette for those that don't live in the UK. It's battering this country, something chronic. So this grey is butting up against this grey, which is interesting. I like colours that butt up against each other. Because they start to come together and then the panel starts to come together because of it, which is always good. I mean, we're not far off finishing this now. We're not far off at all. As I say, I enjoy doing these. I just think they're really interesting. But I really love doing the builds. I really love doing the builds because every video is different. It's got a new section that's different from the previous video, and it's just a case of moving forward, which I like, you know. So we finish one box and then we move on to the next. So we finish box 8, we go on to box 9, finish box 9, we go on to box 10, finish box 10, we go on to and so on and so forth. And that's what I like. I don't know how many boxes there will be for the moving build, but you know, going to be 10 boxes in, although box 7 I haven't done for reasons which I explained, but I'll have that done as well, and then I'll have 10 full boxes done. Now who knows how many boxes there will be for these? Nobody knows, because I'm collecting them in real time, as opposed to my other build that I'm not going to mention. I ain't building that in real time. I think all the components to that build are actually available, and people that were building it in real time have actually built theirs. But yeah, I'm enjoying that process as well. And in the new build that I'm going to be doing, each video will be an issue of a magazine. So that's how I will work through them. There'll be a build, components and tasks to do, and then we move on to the next issue, the next video. They'll be quite short videos, so depending on the level of what I need to do in them, but they'll probably be about 10, 20, 30 minutes at the most, but probably less. They'll probably be about a 10-minute video. Get it done, bang it out. So that, you know, that's pretty much where we'll be. Okay, that's 20. I'm going to spin it. So we can get these other angles. I'm definitely going to do a time lapse of this complete project when it's done. I actually experimented with time lapse in my last Moomin video. That was quite fun. I must admit, that was quite fun to do. I think I'm 2 videos away after this one to completing this, and then I'll do a full time lapse from start to finish. I've not done a time lapse with my videos before, the painting ones. That'd be quite interesting. Stand up for this bit. Just gonna move these paints. Get this bottom edge done. Although from this angle it's top edge. Top edge. There, that's that done. After correction on that, that 10 is not white. In my last paint by numbers, 10 was white. In this paint by numbers, 17 is white. So you can get a little confused by things. So I'm going to paint this 10. This 10 is, I'll tell you what I'll do first. I'll finish these. They're not really on camera. Let me just pull that up. No, they're not really on camera. Let me just see if I can. They're barely on camera. I'll just grab them. I just need to get the reference again because I think it was 3. checked. Yeah, it was 3. So reference aside. So I'll just finish these from the other angle. Oops. Speaking of Halloween films, or not Halloween films, I did finally get to watch Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1. Wow. Now there's a film. It's about 2.5 hours long, I think. It is amazing. So good. No spoilers. No spoilers here. I'm not going to. You guys go off and watch it. It's really, really, really good. It's now available on digital download, which is how I got to watch it. It is so good. It's just really good. And it kind of continues from Fallout. There's references from Fallout. There's references from the first one, which they've done in other ones. They've referenced previous films, which makes it more of a saga. Probably like the Fast and Furious films, where they were a bit disjointed at the start, and now like there's 10 of those films. They become a franchise and a saga. Like the Mission Impossibles are definitely a franchise and a saga. They're kind of telling a story through each film, and it all links up, which is really good. If you can't fully see all of this, I apologise. It's very fiddly. So yeah, I'm going to leave that aside and do the 10, the one I just talked about. Which is not white, but it's kind of I think it's like, is it like a pale blue, a pale grey? I can't really tell. It's very difficult to tell what colour it is. It's a pale something. Which is interesting. It's not white. I know it's not white. But it's not far off white, but it does have a pigment to it that's not white. Yeah, it's just I will watch Dead Reckoning again quite soon. I do really like it. If you like action films, not necessarily if you like Mission Impossible films, but if you like action films, it's definitely one to watch. And it's a 2-parter, so hopefully we'll be getting part 2 next year. One thing I could add to this is it's the first Mission Impossible film that I've seen where Tom Cruise actually looks his age, and I mean he looks good on his age. He's 61, I think. He looks good on that. You know what I mean? When I get to 61, I want to look as good as he does. Yeah, right. You know what I mean? We all want to look as good as Tom Cruise when we're 60. But yeah, you know, he can still do the action stuff, which is awesome because although he's 61, he's in prime fitness. And he's been in prime fitness probably all his life. So he's not going to look like a 60-year-old man or act like a 60-year-old man. He's probably got the health of somebody 20 years younger. The fitness and the stamina and the health of somebody that's much, much younger. But, you know, it's good to see he's still banging out these Mission Impossible films because I really do like them. Except the second one, although I'll give it a pass. Because, you know, it's all part of the franchise, so, and they weren't sure what they were going to do with them at that time. So it wasn't until after the third one where they dropped the numbers. So after Mission Impossible 3, we didn't get a Mission Impossible 4, it was called something else. So I had a Ghost Protocol, what's the other one called? Rogue Nation, that's it. Fallout, Dead Reckoning Part 1, and then Dead Reckoning Part 2. I hope they make more, but I don't know if he will. I think he thinks that he's 61 now. Can he still keep making those sorts of films? That's why I think he's done this one back to back, because it's kind of like a this is how it ends kind of thing. I think that's what he's doing, in case he's not fit enough to wait another couple of years and make another one. So I think he's looking at bowing out in these two. But then you never know, do you? You never know. They could be, in a couple of years' time, there could be a good enough story that brings him out of retirement. Not Tom Cruise out of retirement, but Ethan Hunt out of retirement. Unless he dies at the end of the next film. I don't know. Yeah, if he dies at the end of the next film, Ethan Hunt dies at the end of the next film, then it's over. But did he actually die? This is Mission Impossible we're talking about here. Fake deaths and all sorts of stuff going on in those films. So, you know, they could kill him off. But then he could actually come back. It's like, no spoilers, but if you haven't seen John Wick 4, there is a question over John Wick, but they are making a John Wick 5, so there's a question over what happened to John Wick. If you haven't watched it, I'm not going to spoil it. There's a question over him, but let's just say there is a John Wick 5 coming. Well, probably, I don't think it'll be next year. They haven't even written it yet, so, but the writer director works in close contact with Keanu Reeves, and they kind of devise the stories and things like that there. I don't think it gets picked up on camera, this 10. It's a very weird colour. Weird as in, it's very pale. I mean, if anything, it covers up the number. So because it's almost a white, but it's not. It might look white on camera, but I don't paint white on camera because it's just so boring. So all the 17s will be done off camera. I'm going to spin it. Grab your coffees, guys. There's another 10 down here. Actually, I'll grab this one up here first. Work our way down. Probably have to go over this colour with a second coat because it's not fully covering the numbers. So which I would like it to do. Just get that from the side. Started continuing to rewatch The Last Kingdom. I do love that show, although I've not finished it. I've not done season 5, and I haven't watched that film that's on Netflix. So so I'm rewatching from the beginning, from season 1. I just love it because I remember I didn't watch it for ages, and then I started watching season 4, and I was like, I felt a bit disjointed from it because I was like, I don't remember what's been going on. So what I decided to do is I decided to watch it from the beginning and then just watch it all the way through. I've done that with other shows, like I did that with Poldark. When I've kind of lost my way with the shows, I'll go back to the start. Another show that I've just recently purchased, I did start watching a while ago, but is now I've got to think of the name. I can't think of it off the top of my head. I'll put it on screen if I can't remember. Set in Rome, it is. It's on the tip of my tongue. So I've got the first season. I think there's only 3 seasons. It's got an interesting name. I can't think of it. I can't check either because the phone that I would check on is the one I'm using to film this video. Boom. That's 10 done. Give the brush a rinse. If it pops in my head, which it's not, it is not. I want to do this 7 because I love this colour. Love it. This fuchsia. Yeah, that show that I can't remember the name of is set years ago in and around the Vatican in Rome. And as much as I watched of it, I really liked it, but it kind of fell out of my head, you know, as these things do. And the other thing that's fallen out of my head is what it's called. I don't know. Anyway, that's fuchsia done. Although that looks really odd. I don't know why it looks odd. Yeah, so it's I like period stuff like that. There, I liked Da Vinci's. What was it called? Da Vinci's. I can't remember that either. I'm very woolly-headed today. It's very difficult for me to think. So get 13. Da Vinci's. 3 seasons of that. I can't remember what it's called. Da Vinci's something. I'll put it on screen. I can't remember. Game of Thrones. I like, period stuff. I like Vikings. Love that. Vikings Valhalla. Love that. I'm hoping that a season 3 will come out of that soon. I'm thinking that the writer strike and actor strike might delayed that. Delayed everything, actually. Any more 13s? No. Da Vinci's Demons, that's it. That was really good. 11. Yeah, we've used this one before. Here. Yeah, see, I like Pull Dark. That's a period one. Check that. Becoming Elizabeth. That's a good one as well. I'm not sure if that's going to cover that darkness. Where I may or may not have dropped the brush. Easy, easy. Because it's not something I would do. To start watching One Piece, I need to go back to it. I do like that. That's 11 done. Very pale and washed out is this. Seven again. Fuchsia. Yes, that's good. My favourite colour on this canvas. Yeah, Vikings is really good. All 6 seasons. Everyone I liked. There was only one season of it. It got cancelled. Beowulf, Return to the Shieldlands. That was good. Another one that I liked is Camelot. I think from like 2011. Another good show. Also like the BBC's Merlin. That was good. With Colin Morgan. Did enjoy that. 17 in there, that's white. 23. Colin Morgan. Speaking of Colin Morgan, he's in a show that I've just discovered called The Killing Kind. Now, before I started watching it, I thought it was set in America. I thought it was starring Americans. That's what it kind of looked like. I mean, I didn't really pay too much attention to the poster, but it's actually a British series set in London. Yeah, because there's only one place in the UK, isn't there, and that's London. They do that all the time, but anyway. But yeah, Colin Morgan's in it, and there's a lead actress in it. I can't think of her name off the top of my head because I've not seen her in anything before. But it's got a mystery and intrigue to it. I think I'm 3 episodes in. It's really good. I don't know if it's going to be a one and done, or if there'll be a second season. I think there's 8 episodes, 6 or 8 episodes. So I'm kind of probably about halfway through, and I'm liking it. It's really good. But Merlin, I loved that when it was on. Just loved it. It was on like kind of about October time and ran into Christmas. I loved that. It had a bit of, although it wasn't Christmassy, it had like a festive feel about it when it was airing. There was 5 seasons of that. I enjoyed that. But that finished because the other actor in that was being offered, I can't remember what show it was. I don't know if it was Heroes. I'm not sure what it was. He was being offered a role in something in America. So he said, I don't want to do Merlin anymore. And because it was Arthur, I think he played Arthur, I think. Anthony Head was in it as well. He played Uther Pendragon. But this guy left, and because he didn't want to do them anymore, they couldn't really do them. So that show actually finished, but we did get 5 seasons out of it, which is really good. I mean, this is the BBC that kind of, except like Doctor Who, probably Silent Witness, Casualty. I can name some, but BBC series and Doctor Who. Yeah, I think it's Doctor Who. BBC series don't usually last more than 3 seasons. I think like Gavin and Stacey 3 seasons, Little Britain 3 seasons. Although they did do Little Britain Abroad and USA, but they were kind of spin-offs that probably weren't as popular as the League of Gentlemen. They kind of bang out 3 seasons, and that's it. I think is it Amanda? Was it Amanda? Miranda? I never watched it. Miranda, I think she did 3 seasons. It's very rare for the BBC to commission something that longer than 3 seasons. The Office, the British one, was 2 seasons and a Christmas special. And unlike America, our seasons are usually about 6 or 8 episodes. I know, So if you really wanted to get invested in something, you couldn't. Killing Eve, now I think there's 4 seasons of that. That's good. I do like Killing Eve. But the BBC rarely stretches past a 3rd season. There has to be a reason why it's going past 3 seasons. You know, like Doctor Who's different because Doctor Who's like it's a cultural phenomenon in this country. You know, it's the longest running sci-fi series of all time. Even longer than Star Trek. And I think Star Trek is America's longest running sci-fi franchise. But over here it's Doctor Who. And I watched it as a kid. It was a hide behind the sofa kind of show back then. But then when Russell T Davies, RTD, revived the show in 2005, that was awesome. And now everybody's favourite Doctor is David Tennant, who is actually back for the 60th anniversary specials coming, I don't know when. I did see the teaser trailer, and it's got Catherine Tate in it, which is great, because Catherine Tate and David Tennant do work really well together. Donna Noble. But as we know, if you Whovians out there, Donna doesn't know who the Doctor is now because he had to wipe her memory. But I tell you, the money that they've thrown at this, oh my God, the effects are... They definitely paid their money for them. They are just so good. What do you call that guy? He's got like a triple barrel name. He was in How I Met Your Mother. Neil Patrick Harris, that's it. He's in it. He's going to be in it. Oh yeah, it just looks so good. The trailer, I mean, they spent their money wisely. In recent years, although Doctor Who has looked visually stunning, the special effects haven't been what they could have been. But in this, in the 60th anniversary special, I don't think... See, I think Star Trek would be 60 in 2027, I think. I might have to check that. It's not far off. I mean, Doctor Who was 1960, Star Trek was 1967, so, you know. So Star Trek came long before Star Wars, although the cultural phenomenon of Star Wars, being a Star Trek fan, I know it is bigger. The cultural phenomenon is bigger. It just is. You know what I mean? They've got Darth Vader. You know what I mean? They got Darth Vader. Season number 23s. I think that's a 3 or a 5. Let me just check the reference. My eyes aren't what they used to be. Yeah. I'm not that old. I'll check the reference. Just want to see what it is. I think it's a 5, but I'm going to have to leave it because it's right close to the one I've just done, which is 23. I need to get 23 back because I ain't finished. I'm going to stand up. Just need to get in here. spin round and get this bit. Yeah, the head of the brush now is a disaster. It's kind of, it's bent to one side. Right, that's 23 done. So I can't do 17, well 17's white anyway, so that's okay. I need to do 5. Which is this colour here. And this is 5 here. Yeah, David Tennant's going to do these specials and then he'll hand over to Ncuti Gatwa, who is I think he's the 14th Doctor, I think. We just need to finish up here, and that panel is done. And that is 3. Let's check the reference. Yep, it's 3. Finish up with 3. I'm not bad on Doctor Who, New Who, really. On the original Doctor Who, I'm not really that good on it. Although I have started watching the first season of it, the black and white. I've started watching that because I've never watched it, and I'd like to have some context to how it all started with so I'm blanking on his name as well. It's not Troughton. Troughton's the second. So I can't Google it because the phone I would Google it on is the one I'm filming on. So it's not Pertwee. Pertwee is 3. Tom Baker is 4. I'm trying to think now to call him. I'll put it on screen because I can't think of his name. Or it might just pop in my head. There. That's this panel done. That's 17. And the 17's come in a little bit as well. So I'd like to thank you for your company. I'll see you in the next video.